Do you want to do the intro? Or me?
Sure.
All right, go for it.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. It's me. I'm Kim, and I'm here with my sister Danielle.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. And we have this episode is actually planned out.
Yeah. Compared to the last one. My throat really hurts. Is it because you talk too much?
No, I think it's because I'm being encompassed by animal hair.
Oh yeah, you got 3 animals in that house right now.
Well, I was gonna
3 dogs.
3 dogs and 2 cats.
That's a lot of hair.
That is a lot of hair. I was gonna say we can have dog talk because we've had an eventful week.
Dog talk
with our dogs.
Yeah, for
to
both
start
of
off
us.
the episode.
Yeah.
So on this side of the country,
the dog sphere, the dogmosphere,
the dog country scope of the United States. We're like, I guess fostering's the best. We're puppies. We're boarding.
You're boarding. Yeah, you're not fostering because the dog has a family and a home. So you're not fostering. You're just boarding.
Yeah, we're boarding. A puppy, a golden retriever puppy named Cooper, and we got him yesterday. We're gonna have him for a couple weeks, and the first day was a lot. Not because of him. He's actually a really good, well-behaved puppy. Because puppies are hyper and playful, and he is playful. He's really good. It's just Mocha. It's just Mocha.
Man.
I don't even think it's because he's old. It's the thing. It's like Mocha. He's interesting because he is. I mean, he's very territorial. Obviously, when Cooper came over, we were outside and playing and whatever, and he's fine and got to know him, whatever. And then it's once we come inside and he's just checking everything out and whatever, but he goes for the toys.
Oh no, not Mocha's toys.
And Mocha just was not. He's like, this dog is in my space, he's in my stuff, and which I understand because I just know how he is. I get it. And mind you, he's not a bad dog or a mean dog. We've had dogs stay with us in the past. It's just he's I can't even touch his toys. He's very territorial with his toys.
It's funny too because with his toys, he'll take them out. He won't play with them. But as soon as you touch him and move him back or do something with him, he wants to play with them, and then he forgets about it again. It's kind of one of those things it's when someone has something, but they don't care about it until someone else does something with them.
Well, yeah, and that basically is the entire thought process of anything this new dog has done in the house. And it's also why I'm downstairs for this episode because mom's out, so I'm on
dog duty.
But
dog duty.
Mocha's sitting with me. And I think he's also jealous too because the attention that I'm giving the puppy. But I'm like, Mocha, I'm giving this dog attention because you don't give me attention. Excuse me.
It goes both ways, bud.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a dog. Come on, at least this dog licks me and gives me kisses. You don't do any of that stuff. So I apologize if you hear any noise right now in the background of Mocha.
I don't hear it.
You will.
Boomer's in the back row, all tired, hopped up on drugs.
Wait, let me see.
Oh, I
scoot over. I see his little head. Aw, Boomy.
Poor boy.
So that's my dog thing, but it's all worked out now. Everybody's cohabitating.
How's Cooper with the cats? Because I'm sure it's his first time with cats, right?
Honestly, I think so. Honestly, mom's home. Somehow, some way, mom always just interrupts this goddamn podcast.
Somehow, some way, no matter how hard we try, Mom interrupts this podcast almost every single time. When you're upstairs, it's pretty good. Like when you're upstairs, it's pretty good. She doesn't interrupt. But when you're downstairs, it's like free game.
He's good with the cats. Honestly, Lolo is standing his ground, even though he's not reactive towards them. But I think just because of how Mocha and Cookie treat Loki, he's like, this is one where I can show my dominance.
He's like, the one chance I may get where I can be above a dog, I am going to take that chance.
Yes.
So
which,
that's good.
You know what? I've told him to do that, so at least he listens to me. But this, like, Loki was in the window. Cooper went up to kind of look out the window.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't, like, annoy Loki, whatever. Loki hisses at him and whacks him in the face, and he's like, what? And then Otis is really chill, and like Cooper went up to him today and like followed him, sniffed his butt, and he was like, whatever. So they're fine, honestly. Hold on one second. Mother, I'm recording a podcast. You have to be quiet. Oh, do we want to get into a fight right now? Should I go on a rant on how this whole
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. Well, you have not been listening to the last couple episodes because I haven't bashed you in it, but I just might right now. She thinks we're bashing her.
No, we're not. We stick to a schedule, and Mom's not on it. She's not.
No, but when we talk about Mom, we're saying like events and facts that have happened in history in time.
Yeah.
That you just so happen to be a part of. So, but no, there was a whole thing because she wanted to go get the groceries and go to the store and go to the gym. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to record a podcast with Danielle, which I usually do upstairs in my room. But I was like, okay, I'll do it downstairs, which is why I'm downstairs while you're out, just to make sure all of the puppy sphere is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so she knows I'm doing this. And I did also your favor. So I don't want to hear from anybody, to be honest. Anyways. We got off topic. How's Boomy?
Okay, so here's, I guess, my dog talk for the week. I was away down in Vancouver, Washington, just to be clarification, because there's two Vancouvers in the same like general area of the country, or this part of the world. But I was down in Vancouver for a week, pretty much, and I had no dog interaction. You know, my serotonin levels were really low, even though I was watching movies all week. But anyways, haven't
watched one yet.
Good job, Kim. But anyways, so I, of course, when I come home, I love up on the dogs, but I think it's just my nature. I'm very not intuitive, but like I feel like I can see things or find things better than like Kevin can or whatever. And I think it's just how I interact with the dogs. And it might just be like a mother's instinct that I are not fully developed yet. But you know, like we've had dogs, we're always been like that. And
yeah, you always gotta check them because you never know. Especially like side note with Mocha when he had all his buggies and stuff.
Yeah, well,
you have to check that stuff.
We check Boomer regularly, like on a weekly basis, because he's like super allergic to fleas. As in, like if he gets bitten, then the only way to like ease his itch is if he needs to take like an actual medication. So we have to check him every week. And he hasn't really been biting his fur, which is great, which means that he hasn't been bitten yet. He's just maybe itchy because they're going away or like food or whatever. Yeah. So, but I, of course, I'm super like I check him all the time, see what's going on. Winona too, but she's not as sensitive as a boy or as a girl, sensitive as Boomer. And I just Friday night, the night I came home, I'm like, what's this? And it looked like it was kind of like how dogs would be with a hotspot. And Kim is talking.
Sorry.
I'll continue. So
I'm listening.
Boomer gets hotspots because he's part German Shepherd. That's like a big German Shepherd thing for them to get is hotspots, which is like bacteria that makes them itchy or whatever. So it looked like a hotspot at first.
Yeah.
But then I noticed it was all like gunky. Like it was gross and gunky, you know, like what is this? And it was definitely something, and it's nothing we saw on him before, you know, because it's like gross. It looked like mucus. Okay, that's how gunky it was, but it was on his shoulder, his right shoulder. So I'm like, boomy. So the next day on Saturday, we called like all the local vets. We called all the local vets, and it got
what?
What was the last thing you heard?
We ordered groceries online.
Oh, really?
What?
What the fuck is this? Who put this order together?
Uh-oh.
I bet it's that one kid. There's like that one kid there that's like so stupid. He doesn't know how to fucking put orders together. So we ordered a thing of apples, a thing of bananas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like and it's one apple because it's like what you put one. So he gave one apple and gave like 20 bananas.
It's supposed to be like one order of apples, right?
Yeah, you would think. But no. What was the last thing I heard? It was his shoulder was all gooky and stuff.
Okay, so his shoulder was all gooky and it was all gunky. It looked like mucus, okay? And this has never happened to him before. Like he's gotten hot spots, which is a very German Shepherd thing to get, you know, but he hasn't had any gookies or whatever. So the next day, Saturday morning, I wouldn't say because Kevin was going to take Boomer by himself because I went to class, but I was going to meet up afterwards. But he was calling all over the place, and all the vets were either like full till Monday or like the local like urgent care vet clinic. The closest one was like half an hour away.
Yeah.
And he was about to like go out and leave, which they said was like a 6-hour wait for him to be seen. And then luckily the one in town was like, wait, we have an opening at 10:40. And he's like, okay, good. So right after class, I came home and we took the Forester to bring him. And I told that it was a super sweet vet. It was like a family-owned vet clinic. You can tell the vet is there. They love animals. If like the front desk lady like is all like, oh, let me see, you know, like, oh, let me pet the dog and stuff or whatever. And we had to tell the lady though, like the nurse, I don't know what the equivalent term of vet assistant or whatever,
like a vet tech or something.
Yeah. I'm like, we had to tell the vet tech, like, hey, like, just so you know, because this isn't his normal vet. Boomer will not
he like a little feisty.
Yeah, Boomer will not act good if we're both in there, especially me, because he's super protective.
That's how Mocha is too.
Yeah, so Kevin went back with him, and I stayed in the lobby. But even like when they were starting to look at him and stuff, the vet tech was like, yeah, he's still being pretty feisty. We're not going to be able to clean up the cut. So, like, we're going to have to sedate him. So, Kevin had to leave the room so they could actually sedate him to clean up his cut, right? And they're like, the vet comes out and they're like, we never seen, like, this is weird, but, like, I haven't really seen anything like this before. It was, like, green and gooky and stuff or whatever. And this poor dog, yeah, it was infected. This poor dog, for those of you that don't know, Boomer is a very pretty dog. Kim can post up a picture.
He's a very foxy dog.
He's a very foxy dog.
I have a picture.
He's very foxy and he knows it. Like, he knows he's pretty. That's the thing. So, like, the vet made a comment. He's like, he's not as pretty as when he came in, because now he's missing a whole patch of fur on his shoulder. But the thing is like this big on his shoulder.
I saw those pictures. They're wild.
Yeah. So, and this poor dog, when he came out from his sedation, was like drunk or high or whatever.
Oh my god, was he so loopy?
Because he was like, he had to put his front paws, like he would have to stand with all his legs out and his tongue like out, and he's like had to like
take a video.
No, unfortunately, but like he was like standing there, and probably like the whole room was circling and spinning, and his tongue was out, like his jowls were loose and his tongue was out. He was like,
that's like you that one time after the dentist and you tried eating soup.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how he was. This poor dog, like, I mean, knock on wood, this is the worst injury he's ever had, and he's about to turn 10, which is pretty good. But this poor dog getting into the Forester, he just plopped. And then, like, when we got home, because the vet's like, oh, when you get home, you can start giving him his meds. And this dog, like, we put cheese in it, and he's like, looking at like he's like looking at so like slowly, and like his head's like in it. He was just out of it.
Oh.
And he, as soon as he was done taking him meds, he passed out. He's like,
he probably, I'm sure.
So, but now, because one of his
did
meds,
he get like stitched up and stuff?
No, it wasn't deep. It was just infected and making that gook. You know, it's not a deep cut or anything.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
So he doesn't have any stitches.
It's gonna kill me.
He doesn't have any stitches. He just has two cuts, but one was the gooky one. But so the funny thing is,
like they weren't that deep.
No,
I guess.
So something probably just got in and infected it, which, I mean, he goes outside all the time. It might have been something from that.
Oh, I hate my life.
But the funny thing is now, though, because one of his medications is a steroid, is he's feeling pretty young. Like, he's doing all this command super fast because his hips don't hurt as much.
I was gonna say it's probably like he probably feels like Superman with
I know. I told the front lady, I'm like, when I saw the vet bill with like it says like what meds he got, I'm like, oh, Boomer's gonna be able to pull a truck here in a few days.
No, he'll lose his appendix. Don't make him do that. Do dogs have appendixes?
Do they have? I don't. I mean, they might, because they eat more meat than us. Like, that's what it was originally used for, was to like process meat in our bodies. But I don't know.
Then how do you digest meat then?
Your stomach.
Oh. Anatomically, the dog has no appendix, but the something else that I don't know how to pronounce is a substitute of that. So
okay.
No, they don't.
So he could pull a truck if he wanted to.
No.
But Boomer's gonna get some nice big shoulders over the next couple of days then, huh, Boom?
Hey, that's okay. Roids. He's a foxy fella.
I know.
Aww.
But poor Boomy.
He's not like stressful. Trying to scratch at it like or anything?
No, he has no urge to scratch it, so which is really good. He can't bite it because it's like right here. You know, but like no urge to scratch it. Some of the things that we think that could have happened is like he just scratched it accidentally and got infected, because he does have long claws. The fence, so the opening in the fence, if he got through, scratched it then.
Yeah,
an animal.
Like something that had to be dirty though.
Yeah, an animal, which
or you'll see scratched it and was rolling around in the or something.
Yeah, which you'll see when you come out in November. We have a street cat that thinks this is their street. Like yesterday when I was coming home from the gym, it was sitting in the middle of the street, just like this is my street, you know? So could have been that cat. You just never know.
Aww,
could have been Olive. Like, who knows?
But I feel like cats wouldn't go for the shoulders.
So who knows? But
well, give kisses for a speedy recovery for Mr. Boomy.
I actually have something funny though concerning to dog talk. That is related but unrelated to Boomy. So for those of you listening, and Kim obviously know this, that the neighbor next door and us, our dogs don't necessarily get along.
No,
it's funny. So, because they have the wire fence or whatever, and they sell out in the stores like a divide, like a black screen that you can put through the wiring or next to it or whatever, so like dogs can't see through. And of course it's his fence because it goes all around his property. It's not ours because ours is the wooden fence or whatever. And fences here are weird, just so you know. Mom's probably going to say something when she comes out. But he started Kevin was like, maybe we should talk to them next door about getting a screen. Because this was at the time when Boomer was really bad. Boomer's not bad like at all anymore with the dog next door. Like he just sits up on the deck and like hates him from there, which is perfect because
same. I feel that.
Yeah, he just hates him from there. It's not worth his time.
I will not engage, but I will hate from a distance.
Yeah, because Winona is good with the one dog that Boomer is not good with, right? But so Boomer hates from a distance, and now he gets to the point that if he hears his name, he comes right back. The other dog next door, and Kevin said this, that every time the dogs are outside, you just hear their owner just keep on repeating their names like so much, like they don't listen.
They don't listen.
So the owner, what he started to do is put the screens up, but I think he's realizing his dogs are the issue is because he put a screen up on every fence except ours, like his part of the fence that breaches ours. Like, and the dogs in the other yards are not like ours that are like aggressive. They're just normal dogs and they have screens up. And I'm like, because your dog is the problem.
Did he put all of them up at once?
So he started with the back.
Because he could just be waiting to get another one and put it up.
Could be. But if that was the case, he should have put ours up first then. Because he had an issue with Boomer. But so he put the back.
Would think so.
You would think. So the back part of the fence is covered and screened. Then the right side of their fence is now covered, which Winona's going to be super upset because she used to look through the fence, their yard, to look at the other dog she's wanted to play with. So now she can't see him. And now our fence is the only one that doesn't have a covering. And I'm like, that just shows, because those dogs in the other yards are docile. They're not a Boomer. Okay. They're not Boomy. They're more like a Winona's. And now they can't see. So I'm like, doesn't this just prove that like your dog at least started the issues? I'm like, Boomer's no better, but Boomer's reactive. He's not actively seeking stuff. You know what I mean? He's not an active like aggressor. He's a reactive type of dog.
Yeah.
So
people don't want to realize that their dog's a problem.
Right. And the difference between our neighbors and us is we know Boomer has this issue. So we worked on it with him and now he's really good with it. But not them. It's just some people don't want to, like you said, realize their dog is the issue when it comes to stuff like this. But yeah, so they're putting screens up all around their fence. And it's just, I think it's like one of those karma things. Like,
well, good. I hope that your dog gives him and his dog anxiety. How about that? Mom, who gives a shit? Mom said not to talk bad about your neighbors. She's not talking bad about them. She's talking bad about the dogs.
Well, I mean, but the neighbors, what we've heard, aren't so better. But I mean, that's just word of mouth.
And that could be nobody knows where you live anyways. She lives in Bikini Bottom.
So it's just we don't talk bad about our neighbors. Like all our neighbors, like we've actually conversed with most of them. They're really nice. It's just when it comes to our dogs, especially Kevin, we're just super protective because they're our babies.
I understand. Is that for me?
Hi!
Oh God, here she comes.
How do you know who's coming?
Oh God, here she comes.
Hi, Wien.
Danielle.
Oh, I saw her.
Come here! Come back!
No, you're not nice.
Winona
I'm
came
mean,
into the
I'm
room.
not Danielle, I'm mean and I'm not nice.
I mean, that's true half the time.
I'm like, damn, that's rude. Mom, you want to say hi to your daughter?
Look at the background.
I'm not gonna say anything. I know. Well, first of all, I know your voice for Winona, so I know it was her.
She's nesting.
One.
No, what are you doing? Okay.
Oh, hello.
Giving them Cheez-Its. That? Oh, look at Goop. He's in like a good boy. He's
How-
a butthead. How's my Boomy?
Sleeping.
Oh.
He's on
Oh,
drugs.
really? He's on drugs.
How bad is the incisions? Because usually dogs start healing within hours.
I mean, the thing is, which I forgot to mention, is he had that for a few days because Kevin said he felt it on Thursday, but thought it was just like a normal what Boomy does with his hair and chews it. So he probably had it for a few days. It's just it was infective and healing incorrectly.
So why does he chew his hair though?
Fleas are hot spots. He's a German Shepherd.
Remember, he's allergic to
Do you have a Seresto collar on?
Yeah, he has it now, but like he is allergic to fleas. He's allergic to certain foods, which you never know which one he is or not. And he has sensitive skin and he's prone to hot spots like a German Shepherd.
That sounds a lot like Mocha.
Like grain-free food?
We give him like the born from the wild food. So like,
Oh, that's the stuff that Cooper eats,
yeah.
Mom.
The blue buffalo.
Yeah. No. There's
No,
like
the-
a born,
The
stuff you
got today.
the one with like the wolves on it.
I know
Like,
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The dog food you got today.
It's blue buffalo. Has a wolf on it.
Yeah, but no, there's a different one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like if we deviate from that, he sometimes get like itchy, which I mean,
Well,
but it's good to let dogs have different types of foods because it's like people, like you want them to have other nutrients that they may not be getting. So like
we don't want them to have horrible rashes either where they get infected.
he doesn't have a rash. It's just he gets itchy sometimes. But he's not itchy right now.
He's on drugs now.
He's on drugs.
So he's fine.
Really no pain then.
Nope.
Oh. Yeah. Well, Mocha is sensitive too though. Mocha is sensitive to everything.
Emotionally and health wise.
Boomy's a handsome man.
Yeah, he is. So is Mocha. He's cute too.
All right. I think we fit everything in terms of dog talk.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm eating food.
That's okay.
Normal. It's normal.
It's normal. Yeah, that was a lot happening on season 1. Oh, the next segment is mine.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have a title for this segment. The way the segment came about is my one coworker who is very creative. I think because she's more in tune with like the TikTok and stuff than I am, was like, hey, this is a good idea for a segment. And it's just based off of conversations we've had at work before about people mispronunciating words.
Right.
So she's like, hey, here's an idea for your podcast. How about you and your sister talk about some of the most common mispronunciated words? And I probably just
word pronunciated.
Yeah, exactly. I probably just
pronunciated.
And I think so. I think why this is going to be good is because if we did this like 6 years ago and I was still living at home, we would probably have the same, but not. I do have some parts of my speech impediment still there flying around. But now, if this was 6 years ago, I feel like it would have been the same. But I think since we both know people that have different accents and ways they say stuff. I think now is a good time to do it because it's going to be definitely interesting.
Right. And also too, I just can't talk anymore. Like, I feel like I just like my brain and my mouth don't operate at the same time.
They don't operate the same
Like,
speed.
I'm just like, okay, Kim,
Yep.
calm down.
So I figured this first segment we'll do very like common but easy words that people mispronounce. And then we'll go up in levels. We'll do like 3 different levels.
Okay.
So this week will be easy. Like, okay, like these are easy words. Like, how can you not like get this?
Messes up.
Yep. So the first, I wrote down a whole list, but I figure we can do like 5 of them. I think.
All right.
Good. Okay. So the first one is the one we already talked about. It's pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
But then, of course, when I say mispronounced.
Mispronounce.
Yeah. Pronunciation is one of them.
Pronunciation. Pronunciation.
So that's funny. That's number 1 on the list.
Pronunciation.
Here's another one. I don't know if this is considered easy, but it's epitome. Like epitome.
I don't even know what is that.
Epitome. Here. Epitome.
Spell it.
EPITOME.
Now, if I saw that without you telling me, I probably would have said epitome.
It's pronounced
Epitome.
Oh. Okay, epitome. I said epitome.
I was like, what is an epitome? That's why I was like, if I saw that, I probably would say
Epitome, yep. I'm crying. Okay.
Well,
I think this is a good sign of where this segment's gonna go.
I think you won that one, D. Really nailed it.
All right. So, okay, let's do this then. I'll spell the word and then we'll say how we pronunciate it.
That's
probably
better.
Okay, so next one is this is the one word that we talked about that she said that she doesn't like when people mispronounce this word.
Okay.
We spell it like this: DEFINITELY.
Definitely.
Definitely. Yep.
How do people say it? Defiantly.
It's like, I think what is it? It's like they say definitely or something. I don't know.
Definitely.
Yeah, that definitely. Yeah, definitely. Something.
No,
they like
definitely.
mush it together.
I'll just say deaf. Or I'll just never say that word.
Yeah, that's true too. I feel like it's an overused word. It's become one of those words that you just instantly respond with.
I disagree. I feel like nobody says definitely anymore.
Oh, really?
I would rather say like totally or something. That's just easier on the tongue.
Totally.
Totes my goat.
Totes my goats. Okay. Here is, let's see. What's another one that would probably, what did I write there? Hold on.
Spell it.
I can't even like spell my own handwriting.
Oh, jeez.
Hold on. I have saved the article that I found it from, so we're good. Okay, so this is how you spell it. Da, da, da.
I hit my nose ring.
Okay. Oh, that's why.
Oh.
Okay, let's do this one. This word is one I've actually heard a lot of people say differently. It's WEDNESDAY. Wednesday. Some people say like Wednesday or something.
Okay. But similar, I say when I want to write the word Wednesday out, I will say Wednesday.
Why?
So So I remember how to spell it.
Oh, goodness.
Same thing with restaurant. I would say restaurant.
Restaurant.
For the love of me, I can never spell a restaurant right. Ever. Ever.
All right.
I spell it. Well, I don't anymore, but I used to spell it RESTERAUNT, which is incorrect. I do not do that anymore. But I used to.
Okay. And here's the last one. I figure this would be a good one because there might be a big response from us. You spell it APPLICAPLE.
Wait, what?
APPLICAPLE.
I know.
So
wait, it's applicable.
Yeah, but the way you're supposed to pronounce it is applicable.
Oh. Bitch, who the fuck says applicable? I've never heard anybody say that ever.
And here it says
that is
applicable, but like applicable. Like
applicable. It's flickable. Flick. No.
flick, little bug.
Get out of here. Applicable. No, I say applicable, but also I've never say that word ever.
Yeah, so I say applicable, but it says here it starts like the apps on your phone. So applicable, like how you say, not applicable. It's applicable. Like
wait, how did I say it first?
You said app, like applicable.
Applicable.
Yeah.
No, didn't I say applicable? Oh, I'll remind this back. I don't remember.
No, you said it the
you
correct
got me messed up, D.
So.
Oh, applicable. You're right.
Yeah, applicable. Yep, applicable. That's the way you're supposed to say it. I say applicable because.
No, you said the way you're supposed to say it is applicable.
Oh.
We say applicable, but you said no. It's supposed to be applicable.
Yeah, and then it said, "Wait, you're supposed to say applicable."
But you didn't say that in the beginning.
I know. I looked it up. Okay, leave me alone.
Oh, so you're giving out false information?
Yep.
Wow.
More spews for more views.
Epitome. You know you're never gonna live that down, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I can't wait for the next time's words.
Do one more.
One more? Oh boy.
Yeah. Make it good.
Make it good. Oh, let me find my articles then. Let's make it good. I'll go back to that. Here we go.
Okay.
No, that's not a good one.
Epitome. 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 Okay.
No. If my
like
phone...
why Graham, just words are weird. Like, why can't one letter have like one sound? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just like stick to the status quo. Like,
okay, here's one
easier.
Which I've heard multiple ways on how to say it. Okay, it's GYRO. Gyro. But
Gyro. How do people say it?
It's hero. Like hero.
But is that like the proper way to say it? I mean, nobody respects people's culture. Nobody's gonna do that.
Okay, let me pick another one. That was too easy.
Hera.
Okay, this one I could never.
Short for anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
So here's one I probably not even pronounce this so bad. MAUVE.
Mauve.
Yeah. I would say like Mauve or something.
Mauve.
Mauve.
No, mauve. It's a color.
Oh, I did not know that.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it says it's a color.
It's like a reddish color in the red tones. It's kind of like a burgundy-ish, I think.
What's the okay?
Did you know? Fun fact: girls know more colors than guys do.
Yes.
Oh, lame.
What's the one word that you guys always made fun of me growing up for not being able to say?
I would pick your poison. I don't know.
Ask mom.
Mom, did we ever make fun of Danielle for not pronouncing a word correctly? Una momento, por favor. What was that a thing? I don't remember that. I mean, I made fun of you for a lot of things, but I don't know. Was there a word that Danielle wasn't able to pronounce that we like made fun of her for? Yeah. I mean, I used to make fun of you because you couldn't whistle or snap. And you still can't, which is weird. But no, I don't think so.
I don't. Wait, let me ask the person that lives with me 24/7. Hun! Yeah. Come here.
Oh my God. Guest spot appearance.
Come here.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes, what?
What word do you make fun of me for saying? That I
All of them.
mispronounced? Shut up.
I mean, there's a phrase, but
What's the phrase?
close the lights.
That's
Yeah, thank you, Kevin.
Turn them off.
You close the lights.
No,
Yes.
but does he know where you got that from?
I don't think so. Mom, right?
Yeah. And you know what? I make fun of her for it too. Well, let me say this. Do you say that? Does he respond back? What does he say?
He says, "You mean turn them off?"
Oh no, I say, how do you close a light? No.
It's just, I don't know, a natural response. You close the lights.
You turn off the light or hit the switch. I don't say close the lights. And whenever mom says it, she goes, close the light. I go, how do you close a light? She goes, shut up.
Oh,
Yeah.
close the light. Okay. We didn't get a word, but we got to phrase it.
I mean, there's like a lot of things that people say that are like
That
different.
doesn't make
phrases,
sense.
I guess.
Yeah. Maybe we'll expand on the segment next week to include those.
Mom's going to be mad at me.
Oh, that's okay.
If you're mad, Kevin brought it up, so. Yeah. The close the lights term. Because Kevin makes fun of her for it too. It's okay. He does it, but when I do it, I'm a bitch.
Why does it sound like more and more I'm married? Kevin sounds more like you.
I don't know. Married him.
All right, so that is the end of our mispronunciation.
Why did he have
segment.
a light on his head?
He's working on something.
He looked like one of those like light fish things. Fish things.
The what's it? Is it like I forget, an angelfish or something? I don't know.
They do not look like angels.
Like
They look
no,
monsters. Monster fish. It's a boomy fish. I saw him.
it's a female anglerfish. That's what it is.
Angle, yeah. That's what he looks
Okay.
like.
Yep. He's doing whatever. All right. So that's the end of my segment. I actually contributed this week.
Epitome. Yeah, Danielle, you really contributed this week. Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
Okay. All right. So back to Kim. According to what I have in front of me, we're going to talk about whales and aliens.
Yes!
Oh,
Because
boy.
my mind is blown.
Oh boy.
I'm not going to necessarily put this under thank you internet because even though I saw it on TikTok, but because that's more for like other like stuff, but can we talk about the evolution of whales and also
Sure.
talk about aliens? Okay.
Sure.
Because let me just say, I have been on like evolution TikTok lately, and it's just so interesting.
Oh, really? Do tell.
Because like it's so crazy to think about, like, because here's the thing, right? This society is like the most evolved society at the moment, right? So in a lot of ways, everything we've ever learned and known through living in this society is, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is for the moment the end point, you know what I mean? Like everything, all the work. Girl, you're really clunkling those papers, crinkling those papers very loudly. Mom, what are you doing? Like, what are you, like, where are you? Anyways, speaking of words you can't pronounce, but yeah, so like as of right now, we're the most evolved in technology, in like our species, whatever. But it obviously took millions of years to get there, or human, or for Homo sapiens, like hundreds of thousands of years. But it's just really interesting to like think about like where it started, because it almost doesn't seem real, and I know a lot of people don't believe in that, but it's just interesting to me. I don't know. So, but anyways, I went on this whole whale evolution BS because did you know? Because this is the whole thing, all right, with the vertebrates.
Yeah.
Things with spines. For people who don't know, this is what happened. Okay, this is what happened. So bear with me and just like, just take it with a grain of salt.
Just go with it.
Just go with it. Okay. So a fish, like, I want to say like 200 million years ago. I don't know. So fish was like, I don't want to be a fish anymore. And he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get out this deep blue sea and go up on Mother Earth's green grass. Okay. And he did that for no reason, just to do it. All right. And then the fish turned into like a squirrel rat thing over time, then turned into like a bigger squirrel rat thing. The images that they show, he looks like a giant rodent, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at the evolution of whales picture right now.
Yeah, like it looks like a giant rodent, right? And it just, and then, mind you, the first motherfucker started off in the sea. And you know what? The giant rat rodent thing was like, you know what? I know I've been on this land for all my life, but I want to go back into the sea because my ancestors started in the sea. So all of that work that freaking little fish had been undone by this big rodent thingamabobber mammal. It's a mammal, right?
Yeah, it's a mammal.
And he goes back into the ocean. And then over freaking time, because he has four, like, he's like 4 paws, 4, you know, 4 legs, like he looks, tail. Over time, he goes in the freaking ocean and he loses all of his limbs and all of his fur, and he looks like a freaking whale, and he becomes a whale, right? But hold on, wait. That's only one of them. That's only like one. It's like, okay, so you have 2 big rodent things on land, right? So one of them goes into the ocean and becomes a very predatory, dangerous sea creature. Like the most predatory sea creature, right?
Yeah.
But the other one's like, I ain't doing that because I respect my roots. And then evolves into this on land, and then becomes the most dangerous predatory land creature, also known as the hippo. And then I'm just here like, what the hell?
And it blew your mind.
It blew my little freaking mind. And yes, my mind, I do say little because it's not that big. And like something like this takes a lot, nothing or whatever to interest me. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy, but like, so it's probably
also,
because it
Go ahead.
makes sense. It makes sense.
Oh, of course it makes sense. But here's the thing too, like when you're watching any type of like video of like a diagram explaining it, it's like it also like you look at it and you're like, what? But this is a span over like hundreds of millions of years.
Yeah.
But it just like, because when they do like it's this and now it's this, and you're just like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
Yeah. So I think I think it might just be that we don't understand the concept of time, of how like it says millions of years, but like that's actually really like we know how long like a year feels. So imagine how long millions and millions of years feel. So I think it's just like we can't actually. We don't.
Like, okay, so does that mean all these like original like these land creatures like go into the water? Do they mate with like water animals and then they have little water baby? Like I'm so curious.
Yeah.
Like, well, because then like they don't have gills and stuff, so how are they gonna survive? I guess they like mate with like water creatures, and then so like their babies have gills, and it's just like what? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I do not. I want to go back in time as like a tree. I just want to observe.
Yeah.
I know people say like, I want to go back to this. I do not. I don't. I only
wouldn't survive.
No, I would only go back. I would go back probably like 100,000 years to hang out with like Homo sapiens and Neanderthals and maybe not kill them and try to cohabitate. But I want to go back to smell that air because we know that air is crisp.
Yeah.
But I would go back to be like a tree just to see this like this freaking like animal go into the ocean and be like just like I don't even know what they would do.
I'm just
it's crazy. It's so crazy. Like it's just so crazy because like the thing is, it's like again, we're at this end point in time where it's like all this stuff happened, and it's like iCarly reboot. Like all this stuff happened, and we ended up here.
Yeah.
Like how did we get here?
Yeah.
I want to know. And then when you talk about it, it like almost seems ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like it just seems like so dumb because we don't know that. We don't know anything better. When we see a whale, that's a whale. Like that's it.
Yeah. So I think isn't
that crazy?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense though, because like they didn't need the warm blood, like they didn't need the features of being a mammal in the ocean, right?
No.
So then they probably, they probably just went to land because the land might have been more suitable, I guess, to survive some of them. And that's where they evolved to be mammals. And then they're like, all right, now the ocean is more suitable for me. Let me go into the ocean. And
but like,
kept the warm blood.
So do they mate with other ocean creatures? This is my question.
I'm sure they do. I mean, I'm sure other ocean creatures are also animals from their species.
But wouldn't you think that they would mate with ocean creatures so that they're like, because here's the thing, like the whole thing is like they're adapting. Because for me, like I don't think the first mammal to ever go back into the ocean, the rodent mammal thing, I don't think he like lived very long. I would assume.
No, they definitely had to mate with other ocean creatures, and the only reason way I think that's true is because I read the one book, The Clan of the Cave Bear, and they were talking about how the Neanderthals, which was the clan, and then the Homo sapiens, whatever, which were our ancestors. How they
Neanderthals, Homo erectus.
Yeah. So Homo erectus and Homo
sapiens,
right? Like how they mated took.
Well, that's we don't know we don't know the logistics of that.
No, but they could have. So that's potentially how our evolution could have happened as well.
No, well, they definitely did.
Yeah.
We just don't know if it was consensual or not.
Probably wasn't, but
Probably not.
But yeah, so like that just shows that like other animals mate with other species, even though they look the same, they're different. So I'm sure that the rodent thing that went to the ocean mated with other animals that were either in the ocean or were like animals that were like the rodent thing that went back to the ocean.
Oh wait, Neanderthals are a branch off of Homo sapiens.
Okay.
They're Homo sapiens Neanderthalinus. I feel like that is not correct. What do I know? I know everything. Who am I kidding?
but yeah, so because like how we're not just like environment is like the environment and the stress that they go under and stuff is how one way they evolve, because humans eventually started from apes and whatever and evolved into humans just due to the environment and nutrition and stuff.
But then if you think about it, it all came from that little freaking fish that freaking went on the freaking land and was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, it all started from one source.
Isn't that crazy? Like, I wonder, like, how did that fish mate? I want to know who that fish mated with. I want to know. I need to know this stuff.
Live long enough to see a time machine be made and then go back in time.
I will, and I will go back as a tree and I will watch everything. Crazy. Is that crazy?
I mean, it's crazy, but it's a lot to go over, and like you're gonna
it's a lot.
Months and months to understand.
And it's also because I watch a lot of, because I took a couple anthropology classes, so we've talked about it, especially like Homo sapiens and Neanderthals and all of the different the Homo genus and stuff, and it's really interesting. So I actually watched a Neanderthal documentary this morning, and Neanderthals get a bad rap.
Yeah,
they really do. Like, it's nowadays it's an insult to call like when someone calls you a Neanderthal, which I don't even think
like they're like they were before Homo sapiens as we know it, and they're also the first like tool makers and stuff.
They're so advanced technology wise, is so advanced.
Yeah,
it's just that you're comparing them to us and they're not us. Like, you know what I mean? But
like, how could they be us hundreds of thousands of years ago?
Well, I think what the confusing thing is, and it's hard to like differentiate, is because we have similarities. Like, as far as looks go, they're the most similar to like evolved humans because they don't have as much hair and they have more of like the like the human like faces and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So people, it's hard. I think it can be difficult to like kind of be like, no, they're a completely different breed.
Yeah.
Under the same genus, but it's really interesting because I'm just saying, because I don't even think people call people Neanderthals anymore.
I don't think so.
Insult, but it's no, they were like the first like survivors. It was like Survivor, and there was like season 1, you know. And especially like because they lived in Eurasia, and those climates were not nice, and they had to learn to adapt really well because it was cold as hell.
It was cold, and like the only forms of nutrition they could get would be like a few plants and herbs and stuff, but mostly protein.
Yeah, you know? And that's why they started making those like advanced technology of like carving rocks and using the carved rock. It's like making a shank and then adding it to like a stick, like a tree trunk, or not tree trunk, but like a stick, and tying it, so using it as a spear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
yeah.
200,000 years ago, my little ass would be like, what the hell is going on? I'm gonna die.
You want to So on the note of probably blowing your mind. So I heard it's talking about evolution. I heard this on a Joe Rogan podcast because one person I follow, his name is, and let me do this before I mispronounce
One
his
person
name.
I follow, his name is, but I don't know his name.
No, I know his name. I just don't want to mispronounce it. Steven Ranella. Okay.
Mhm.
He is a hunter, outdoorsman, conservationist, all that stuff. He's smart, right? He's a very smart individual because he's all about conservation and evolution and stuff, like how I think hunters should be. I mean, hunters are some of the biggest conservationists in the world because they understand how the ecosystems work. And he was talking on a Joe Rogan podcast about mammoths. And here's something that's probably going to blow your mind. So mammoths were alive during the same time as the Neanderthals.
Woolly mammoths, yes, they were.
And he mentioned something about when the last mammoths were found. Do you know what time period the last mammoths were found?
It was recently.
It was during around the same time Egypt was starting to come into power, 2000 BCE.
Yeah.
When the last mammoth roamed this earth. Isn't that crazy? Like, the Egyptian civilization was the most advanced and the biggest kingdom in the ancient world, and there were still mammoths. Like,
that's so fun.
What? Like, imagine, I mean, granted, like, of course, in Africa, they had elephants and stuff, but imagine if the Egyptian empire were somewhere else and they had their hand on a freaking woolly mammoth. Like,
it would be like the like Narnia, the Ice Queen.
Yeah, exactly.
She would be like riding out with her mammoths.
But isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Like I know, everyone tells you that they lived 1,000 years ago, which is cool, but like, they existed. The last few existed at the same time Egypt was an empire.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. That stuff blows my mind. And
yeah, that's because it's almost, because when you talk about those things, they almost seem like two different entities.
I mean, they are two different entities.
But like, but you know, it's like, why would woolly mammoths be alive during at
the same time frame?
At the same time, because like, you know what I mean? Like, it just isn't a thought. Like, you don't think about it.
No, but it did happen.
Dude, that's so cool. But I also yeah. So that I think more of the stuff with like our history, like our anthropological there's a word you don't know for that. Anthropological history is really interesting. Regarding that, yeah, like, because the documentary is on YouTube. I'll link it. They found a lot of stuff in Europe, like a lot of tools and it's a whole thing too, because like they give them such a bad rep. They really do. These Neanderthals, they give them such a bad rep for no reason. It's like, well, it's like they communicated, but they had their own way of communication because they weren't
talkers.
Us. They weren't us. Like, we're not the same.
Yeah.
We're similar, but we're not the same. And it's
same but different.
Yeah, but not really. Like, that's the thing that it's like, you know,
it's kind of like, not kind of like, it's like they are like us, but they're not. Like, I think it's just like, not like you said, people are like miscomparing, or like they're misconceived about something about the person or whatever, or
it's
like
just
the
species. Hard because we're so similar that it's hard to understand that, like, just because they didn't say hi, how are you, doesn't mean that they don't know how to communicate.
Yeah and
it's because, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I watch, also reading the book and watching the movie, and it's something I kind of studied because it goes back into like stuff I'm interested in when it comes to like ancient history with like any civilization, but also to like, you know, like spirituality and religion and stuff like that. So like in the movie and in the book, they're talking about stone throwers. Okay. Neanderthals were big stone throwers. And that the one thing about that weapon is you are not a stone thrower unless you're really good at it. Because some people like, oh, like that weapon is, you know, it's a stone, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, if a Neanderthal was a stone thrower, you better watch the frick out, because they're not using it unless they have deadly, deadly precision to kill something. And Neanderthals were doing that thousands and thousands of years ago. You know, like,
lost you. Oh, I lost you.
hold on. I can hear you. You're just frozen.
Lost you. She's talking to me, Mom.
So just think about that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing too, is like you go back to like the whole like ethical hunting and gathering. They had that they started that shit, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if they started it, but they practiced it for sure.
Mm-hmm. And
You know, again, because living in very cold winter climates, they would hunt animals for meat and then skin them for their fur.
they used everything.
They use everything.
Yeah. But I think that's crazy, because I feel like society today would be like, oh, they're not, if they looked at Neanderthals and saw they were like stone throwers, they're like, oh, they're probably not that important. But like when you go into the history of it and be like, if they were stone throwers, they could pretty much freaking kill you from a distance.
Yeah,
they have
and
dead
also
precision,
but
dead
also
eye
too,
precision.
actually, also too, speaking of that, in the documentary that I watched, they also adapted to their surroundings in the sense of being in groups, but also having different lookout towers.
Yeah.
The higher up they were, the more they could see incoming animals or other species or people or this or that. So
Right.
they were smart and innovative in a lot of ways.
Which is a practice we still do today. Like if you look at military bases or prisons is a good example, because you know, or anything, there's still watchtowers.
Well, that's the thing too, and like it kind of went in. I watched another video and it went into how like civilization, what is the word? Civilization started. God, you know, and it was like it started kind of with that, because once the communities were being formed, that, and what also agriculture is a really big thing too.
Yeah.
In form of communities, that's kind of when civilization started.
Right.
Cool stuff.
All right. And then
aliens. Listen. Okay. Listen.
I'm listening.
Because I want to go back, because well, let me start with this. I know. Do you believe in aliens?
I do.
Really?
Yeah, why?
Because like that's the thing that I don't. It does not.
It doesn't sit with you?
Nope. Here, let me tell you. So, can I just say?
Yes.
For everybody that's listening, and mind you, like I know information came out and whatever. I believe in every like mythical, like a Bigfoot or a Loch Ness monster or mermaids or like yes, I think those are real. So you would think
aliens would be the same.
No. Like, this is the one that I'm like, nah. Like it doesn't hit me like the other ones do. I don't know why.
But like
no.
I can't even like explain why.
I mean, we have proof, right?
Okay, so for the stuff that came out recently, I don't know how much proof is in that, because someone could have just been like, Kevin and I just watched a video a few weeks ago on how people can recreate that video. So like I don't know about that kind of proof, but I'm just thinking more of like how like the solar system and the universe works. Like I'm sure there's somewhere with a planet just like ours.
Of course. Okay. Yes. I'm sure. Like, I'm not saying that nothing ever exists in another, but I don't think they came here yet.
Oh, you're talking in that sense. That I don't know, but
I totally believe that. Like, I would hope because God forbid this place blows up, knock on wood, we gotta go somewhere else. So I hope there are other things out there for me to go to and welcome me with open arms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I believe that. But like, as like, I'm coming here and being because I watched this. I was watching this.
Oh boy.
It was like a Netflix mini series. It was like Unsolved Mysteries, like mini series thing, and they had like
I remember watching that. Yeah.
True crime cases and some like like some like Bigfoot bullshit stuff, you know. And I was watching with a friend and her mom, and I was like, yes, yep, they did it. This happened. Yeah, like it. I'm like, of course. And then it was the alien episode.
The one where like the child was transported or whatever from one side of the yard to the other.
Yeah, it was like a group of people in like one town. The alien abduction thing. And I remember I was sitting with my friend and her mom, and me and her were like, nah. But her mom looks at us and she goes, really? You don't believe that? And we're like, they get abducted in air quotes and then they come back and they don't remember anything. So sure, maybe they did. I don't want whatever, but like this serves me nothing. I have nothing. Mind you, I'm the same person that believes in Bigfoot with just nothing out there. But I'm like, no.
That we know of.
Well, it like video and like proof wise.
Oh, I was just gonna say Bigfoot is supposedly in the forest by me, so we can go Bigfoot hunting.
Here's the thing, like, okay, veering off into Bigfoot, like the idea. Do I think that there's like one? No, but if there's like maybe like a more secretive species that's just out there that looks similar to like an ape or something, do I believe that? Yeah, that makes sense. I can get behind that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing with the Loch Ness Monster. Is there like maybe a sea creature that like just hides because like our society blows ass and he's like comes out sometimes to get a tan? Sure, that makes sense. Like I believe that. I don't believe like there's one of this and one of that. Same thing with like a Yeti. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense to me. This abduction and not remember, like, no, girl. And also, it was all in the 60s and everybody was high on acid. So, like, come on. Like, come on.
Mom's like, what?
Give me some good stuff and I'll say the same thing too.
Give me good stuff that is not recreated. For one.
Like, there has to be somebody who got abducted by aliens who remembers it. This is why I'm like, there has to be one person.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not saying anything, which is fair.
Yeah.
Do not come for me. I will blow up this entire operation. I have a big blabbermouth. That's why they haven't come for me yet.
Because you will tell everyone.
Because I will tell everyone. Aliens do not. I feel like they would get annoyed with me.
I mean,
so
yeah.
But also too,
if we're talking about aliens like Superman, you're more than welcome to.
Well, that's different.
If Krypton is real, you're more than welcome to come and abduct us. We're fine.
No, but he's like a god. That's different.
He's not a god. He's an alien.
I said he's like a god.
He is like a god.
He looks like a god. Hey yo. No, but okay, okay. So when this Earth explodes and shit, you know, I hope that I'm manifesting it, so it's gonna happen. It's gonna come out tomorrow. I mean, not the exploding shit, but like if, not when, it's not gonna happen. But if it does, I don't want to manifest that. I don't want it to happen. The aliens are gonna be all the people from Krypton. It's gonna be Superman. We'll go there. They'll kill us with their laser beam eyes, but that's fine. We can just look at them. But no, I was gonna say, because going back to the ancient Egypt thing, which is also the thing that pisses me off about aliens, is like all the things that the Egyptians have done, like
some people
advanced
think it was the
technology-
aliens.
Isn't it annoying?
It is.
If I was a deceased ancient Egyptian and I had built this goddamn pyramid just for some stupid schmuck in their sweatpants on their Xbox being like, this was made by aliens, I would freaking punch everybody. Like that, it just doesn't sit with me. I'm sorry. But also, yeah.
If it's a type of math that is taught to a fourth grader, then like, how hard is it to believe Egyptians came up with it?
Yeah, because also too, dog, what else were they gonna do during the day? Nothing. Math. Well, how do you think they made buildings?
Yeah.
Like,
there had to be
believe that.
some math involved.
Yeah, like 2 + 2 = 4. That's not that hard to freaking come up with. I mean, it's not Einstein, but it works. But it's just,
oh boy.
Mama, no. But that's why I'm like, this is why I don't like aliens. They give my Egyptians a bad rep. They make them seem like, you know what I mean? Like, what?
Yeah.
Why do people believe that?
Because they don't know. They're not
They
willing to
also-
learn the truth.
Or like maybe sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
Yeah.
I was watching it. I've been watching Ancient Aliens, which is why I went on this alien train to begin with. Because I'm like, I'm in a mood. Let's watch some spooky stuff. And one of the episodes was like humans possibly having alien DNA in them, and I was like, let me hear about this. And it was like, within the past 5,000 years of life, we have adapted at like an astronomically really good level. And then and they're like, it has to be because we mated with aliens.
It just has to be. There's no other explanation.
It has to be because we mated with aliens. It just makes sense. Because
I think there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into evolution and surviving, and mating with aliens is not one of them.
But so, and then I was like, here's a little idea, and let me just, it's a thought. Everybody leave it down in the comments if you want to continue this discussion. But, so, 5,000 years ago, so Neanderthals no longer exist, and we're the only one of our immediate kind to exist. Therefore, it's a free playing field. Don't you think we have all the time in the world without any competition to like advance in life? Because nobody else is here. It's just us, baby.
Right. And then
Like,
I looked it up, and then not even 2,000 years later, the first civilization emerges.
yeah.
So
Maybe it's just because, like the Egyptians, we had all of this
time.
But no, it's because we had sex with a bunch of aliens. If I have alien DNA in me, then I feel pretty lousy because I feel like I should be more elite than I am.
Yeah, like I remember I was reading an article for school, and they were like, so if that's the case, if we have alien DNA, why as humans we don't have like anything cool associated with us?
Nothing.
Like the article I read was like birds can fly, some mammals can run fast, others can do this and that, and we're just humans. And like, yes, our brains are superior, but like, where's our cool stuff?
Yeah, like I don't want to be smart. I want to be like
fly or strong or fast. Like animals are superpowered. The animals are superheroes.
You know what? I would believe that Superman is half alien, half human because he looks like a human and he has all the alien qualities. Maybe if we go to another planet, another galaxy, we will actually mate with some aliens and we'll become like a bunch of Supermans.
Superman. Yeah.
All right. All right, boys, take me away. It just doesn't. I think also too because like I'm not into like the whole like galaxy like thing, as in like, you know, some
galaxy far, far away.
No. Like I'm just not into like the whole like vibe, like because you know there's like galaxy thing, like it's like like a fad in a lot of ways too, and it's just not my thing.
No,
you know, maybe that's why I'm not really into it. But it's just I don't know what it is about aliens. They just I again, and I'm listen. You think I would, but that's the one thing where I'm like, no.
I think the way I think of it is that
because if I was an alien and I was so futuristic and cool, and I would walk down and strut my stuff and be like, look at me. I'm great. Why are you gonna hide?
Yeah. Or it could be
we don't have what you. If you're so great and you're abducting people and they forget, it's fine. Just come in. They're gonna freaking Men in Black us and call it a day. Like it's not. I mean, maybe they did. Who knows? But I'm just like, I wouldn't. I would boast. I'd be like, look at me. I would fail the Alien Academy because I would just be like, look at me. I'm an alien. I can do everything. I would take over this freaking world.
Yeah, it could just be a matter of that we're just so lesser beings that they don't want to waste their time on us.
And they shouldn't. And then, you know what? And honestly, if they are real and they're messing with people, that's really rude.
They're probably just laughing at all the things that are going on in this world and be like, ha, 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 you humans.
Probably.
You know what? We're probably one of their primetime specials on TV or whatever is their equivalent.
Yeah. Maybe we're their simulation.
Let's not get into that now. Maybe
no, I don't believe that shit's bullshit.
No, maybe we're just a TV channel that they watch. I'm sure they have some satellites or something keeping tabs on us.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they would. I would like to hang out with them. I feel like they would hate me. Like, what's up, guys?
They're probably just laughing at all the stuff that's going on in our world right now, and they're like, "You puny humans."
Puny humans. Anyways, but so I also wanted to shout out the person that I was watching on TikTok. Her name's Lindsay Nicole. I sent you that one TikTok.
I know.
She does a lot of like she's I think she's like a marine biologist, or she's like an animal biologist.
She's a something sciencey.
Yeah, she's I like her videos. But yeah, so a little bit of history for everybody. Maybe we'll make this into a segment.
We could talk about historical stuff since we both love history.
Yeah, I love history, but I'm not good at retaining any historical information.
Okay, so before we end the podcast, I'll actually bring up an article I read a few weeks ago. They found a female Norse grave. And you know how for that? Vikings, okay? So you know how for Vikings, the way that they were split, their roles is the men are the fighters, right? Or whatever, and the females do the stuff at home. But some were fighters, so the shield maidens, right?
Oh, but that's a whole other conversation, because back in olden days when this was the thing, it was like known as like this is what we do, but one isn't more than the other.
Yeah, but so they found this grave,
I would like to say,
that was coming, that I think was from like 900 or 1000 AC or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So 1,000 years ago. And it was a female that had not only female, she was dressed like a female, but had male burial items with her. So like weapons and like stuff to show that maybe she was actually like
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah, Valhalla, not Valhalla.
God
Valhalla.
Damn it!
But so
Valhalla.
So this was one of the first tombs that they've found that maybe that women played a bigger role, or B, that the gender roles that they've known for all these years might not have been so concrete. Could have been more.
They're not. They weren't.
So,
because from what I've read from, I took like an early civilization class or whatever, and it was like, yeah, sure. A lot of the times, the whole men went out to fight and the women be home and care for the families and but do a lot of like medicine and nursing and stuff. It was never viewed as one was better than the other.
Right.
They both were. It was viewed as both of these priorities are equal because it keeps like this flow going into our society. Obviously now that's all been misconstrued over time, but yeah, so I believe the idea of like maybe women and men, it's like today women and men can do both, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's only recently in the past few years that it's actually coming out that they're seeing that it's happened for thousands of years.
But like that doesn't surprise me because I feel like back then there was more respect.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. That's cool though. Did she have a name?
No, I try to find the article, but I can't. When I find it, we'll link it down below. How about that?
Send it to me.
Yeah.
Ooh. I want to be a Viking. Bless you.
I'm sure we have some Viking DNA in our blood somewhere.
How long have we been going?
Like an hour and a half.
Okay. I was going to ask a question, but maybe I'll save it for next time.
Okay.
So those are my spiels.
Good spiels, Kim.
Aliens, please don't come for me. That's it. That's it.
Unless you're like Superman.
Yes, if you look like Henry Cavill and you're an alien, please come for me and get me the fuck out of here.
You're so cute. Making pizza
and shit. Oh!
All right, on that note, Kim closes out.
Me?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a good day. Follow us on everything. Everything will be linked. Yada, yada, yada. Bippity boppity boop. Goodbye.
Wait.